News of the Transport Minister, Dipuo Peters, intending to introduce regulations involving heavy goods vehicles or trucks and banning them essentially from the roads during peak hours. What more can you tell us about this, and how do they plan to roll that out? Before you answer the question, I just want to read what the sort of intended new regulations state. No person shall operate on the public road a goods vehicle with a mass exceeding 9,000 kilograms, so 9 tons, between 5 and 8 p.m. Monday to Friday, except public holidays, and 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday to Friday, except public holidays. But there will be provisions for emergency service vehicles.
All right. Look, obviously it's difficult for me to comment on this, but allow me just to highlight on the process that would possibly be taken in this regard. If it's the Minister's intention to publish such a new regulation for comment, then that's within her prerogative. And obviously one needs to then follow the Government Gazette procedure in terms of the date of publication, and normally a month is given for comment on specific legislation that is published. So if that be the case, one must look at it obviously from a perspective of road safety, which I would want to look at. So I'm a road safety practitioner, so I would say, what are the issues at stake here? Is it one of congestion, which could add to the road safety concerns and the flow of traffic, or is it an issue of driver problems, where normally through the night you would find driver problems with regards to fatigue of the heavy motor vehicle drivers, which result in single vehicle leaving the road type of scenario, or head-on crashes. I'm not sure whether that would be the context of the hours that have been mentioned here. But obviously I think interested and affected parties would need to monitor when this legislation is published for comment, and I think that's the role that the media can play as well in this regard, that if the media are aware of that, that they can also sensitize the public to the fact that the regulation has been published for comment, and then get people who are interested and affected to actually physically make that comment. And I'm sure people like the Chamber of Commerce or the Road Freight Association who have vested interests in terms of their members with regard to the potential economic impact that this might have. So they will obviously lead the charge in terms of the comment that needs to be given. Similarly linked to this, there's also legislation that's under consideration with regard to driving hours, where logbooks need to be kept and the like. So where drivers get regulated in terms of how long they drive. However, looking at the wording of this, I don't think the driving hours is necessarily coupled to this in terms of fatigue and driver wellness. So one will have to watch the space and see when this is actually published. We'll also get insight into it and take it from there. But I'd like to urge the media to play their role as well in terms of sensitizing the public to key issues which do impact on them.
I mean, we do know, sadly, that a lot of road deaths are often caused by trucks. Is this not a knee-jerk reaction by the government after the death of Colin Shabani?
I wouldn't want to comment on the issue of knee-jerk. I think all issues of government should be properly thought through.
Is this a realistic solution, though, in your opinion?
I'm not sure whether you can see a correlation between the minister's sad and untimely death linked to this. It's definitely not within the hours of the proposed legislation. So I think the two could possibly be seen differently. And I wouldn't want to comment on potential knee-jerk reactions, as you indicate.
But I mean, if all due processes are followed and if this is implemented, when could we see it taking effect?
Well, look, that's difficult to say. Obviously, the publication process for comment is normally a month, and sometimes legislation, they've got to collate those inputs, they've got to work through them, they've got to decide whether the inputs are of such value that they will change anything in the draft regulation as published, and then it's got to go through the parliamentary process of debate and through the standing committees there, and only then does it get to approval and signing into law by the President. So that could, realistically speaking, at the shortest period of time, if they want to push it, potentially 6 months, it could go to a year to 18 months. We've had legislation that's been published for comment that's been, after the closure date of the comment, it's been 2 years already. So, you know, there's a lot of factors that can impact on that, and it would be difficult for me to give an indication as to what exactly and the time frame would be. But it definitely won't be soon if I understand the legislative process the way I do.